Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Scarlett, and today we're going to be talking about my favorite topic, school. I'm a senior. I haven't been in the school scenario for a long time now. So let's get to it. 6th grade is a year of change. And I'm not sure, like, people think, oh, my friends will still be my friends, like, we'll still be like this group. 6th grade is, I think, the brink of a lot of change that happens in your life. Especially because you're going through puberty at that time. Well, at least most females are. So 6th through 8th grade is a big chunk of time where it's just a lot. One of my most useful pieces of advice I had to learn the hard way is just to be yourself, and you'll attract people as you go on. You're gonna lose some of your friends that you've had since 5th grade, and that's okay, but friend groups do change, and a lot of people are like going through this really emotional time, and so I would just say stay true to yourself, and even if you don't quite know what yourself is yet, because you're going to be learning a lot about like you're going to learn about a lot about yourself in 6th grade. I would also say don't be afraid to be outspoken. I found myself really afraid of saying certain things because I didn't want to hurt these people's feelings and then these people's feelings. But some things, like if you want to say it, say it. Of course, unless it's like really hateful, like some sort of Nazi speech or whatever. But I would say just be open-minded to trying new things. I was very, very, very introverted when I was in middle school. I hated doing a lot of stuff. I never wanted to go out with anybody because I was just so to myself. I would be reading manga all day, which, you know, I don't really regret. I mean, because I've got to read manga, but I do regret the not socializing part, because making connections in middle school is really important. Another really important tip, guys, is to stay away from toxic people. Toxic people are people that want to gaslight and manipulate you, or like make you think that you're less than when you're really not. They're just feeling way insecure about themselves, and you should just, even if they're your most best friend, you've known them since kindergarten, cut them out of your life, because they're only going to do you harm, and you're going to have to worry about them and their feelings when it's like, it's not your life, this is my life. All in all, I would say just be open-minded, prepared to make new friends and do new things, and go out and try to find yourself during this time. 6th grade is going to be a bit nervous. You're like, I'm not really sure what to expect. But I would just say expect new challenges and new solutions. This is what I would say. Now, I was most recently a 9th grader 4 years ago. Girl, I'm old, y'all. I'm old. For 9th grade, it's a bit different because you already kind of get to have a sense of self. I think for 9th grade, it is like the most challenging thing that I would challenge you not to do is fit in. Because when I got into 9th grade, I dimmed down like my light. Like I kind of like was a bright light, shining light, and I kind of dimmed it down for others to have space. But just because you take up space does not mean that you're it's like a bad thing. Like, you should take up space. This is your life. This is your light. You know, let it shine. 9th grade is kind of a weird year because you go from like being in a space that's more controlled, like middle school, and then when you're in 9th grade, then you're gonna go to a more free, like you have more freedom to do as you please compared to at middle school. Since I'm a senior, I can kind of go and do what I please because I have achieved that, and that's great. But a lot of what I should have found out in 9th grade, I found out in like 10th or 11th grade. Be yourself, of course. And if people don't like you, it's a them problem. I cannot stress this enough. It's a them problem. You are not the problem when it comes to anything, unless of course you are. But like if you dress alternatively, or you like anime, or you're a furry, or you like to cosplay, whatever, and people try to be like, oh, you like that stuff? You're like, you don't? You're boring. No. That's what you should say. Don't ever let anybody just like bring you down because of what you like, and don't try to fit in with the popular people, because I hate this, it's so fucking hard, man. But if you're going to 9th grade, you'll see the group of people, like the popular girls, whatever, and you want to be like, oh, I'll dye my hair this kind of color, I'll try to fit in with them, and that's just dimming down your true self. When you're in college, you will not have a little application that says, I was popular, I had the best friends. Because most people that are popular, I'm so sorry to say this, that are popular and mean, because there's definitely popular nice people, but the popular mean girl group, they peak in high school and never peak again. If we want to keep on peaking, we are peak. The Socrates are peak. Let's be real. Another thing I would say is pack your own lunches if you can. I found myself often, because our school has a little cafeteria area with really, really over expensive food, and I would just find myself eating so much junk food and then feeling groggy about it. And I would drink so much like unhealthy stuff, like Monsters. That's not a pink Monster can, you're thinking wrong. But I would be eating so much unhealthy food. Focus on eating brain foods. Focus, because brain foods will help you study better, retain information better. So pack your own lunch full of nutritious food if you can. And another thing that I really wish somebody would have told me, that I'm pretty sure people have told me, but I just was like, it's not that big of a deal. Grades matter. Grades matter, but they don't matter to the point that you have to sacrifice mental health for them. 9th grade for me was really hard because the school I go to is so academically challenging, and I found it such a struggle to go to physics, math, because I actually failed both physics and math my first semester because it's not even that I wasn't paying attention. I was not paying attention to math, I'll be honest. But physics, I would try my best, but I couldn't get a grasp on it. So don't be afraid to reach out for help. But also, with the 2 Fs that I got, I let it get to me and everything. So I was trying to reach for the A's and try to get all A's in my classes, which isn't a really reasonable expectation unless you're in 3rd grade, where you could obviously get all A's in classes. So also surround yourself with people that are really understanding. Friends that I meet from middle school you can bring around, or new people that come to the school. I found myself, I found me and others really, really had a lot of mental health issues because of our grades and the extreme high standards that everybody set themselves to, that I was kind of also losing myself in that. So while you do want good grades, right now my grades are doing good, but I would just recommend, if you're really struggling, try to talk to a teacher, try to talk to a friend that understands it, because they will help you. But don't be so stressed out about homework and everything that you get so, you get depressed and sad and just, it was a real, 9th grade was a struggle. 9th grade was a struggle. It was, yeah. 9th grade was a struggle. But this advice is also just good for everybody, but if you're moving from 6th grade to 7th grade, or from 9th grade to 10th grade, or whatever grade, just make sure that you understand you, and that's what matters. If you love yourself, that's what matters. You don't have to have love from other people to be oh, this is oh, you need to go, this is what you need to do for me because I need to do this, etc., etc. This is what, as long as you have self-love, you have everything in the world. Even if you have no friends, no car, no whatever, if you love yourself, that's all you need. Because if you love yourself, you will attract other people that love themselves instead of the toxic people that are insecure and trying to grab onto you. So I wish everybody a happy school year. I really hope everybody does well, and I hope that nothing really goes wrong, because we have an orange president that's taking everything away from private public schools. And fortunately for me, I go to a private school, but I see other public schools and they're your budget's $0. I'm so what do you want them to get? No education? You don't want any education? I can't. Anywho, everybody, thank you so much for watching. I hope you got some nice little tips out of this. And I hope you guys made sure to like and subscribe. I will be watching, and if you didn't, I'm in your closet. So, bye everybody. Have a great school year, and I'll be cheering for you all. Bye bye.